anytime anybody's sick now, I mean, everybody's like COVID until proven innocent, right? It's like whether you have sinus issues or smell issues, taste issues, tummy issues, people freak out. But, luckily there are some really good at home rapid tests that you can do now with a 15-minute result. Now, it's difficult to find those. You may have to order them online, but Abbott makes a good one. So if people are at home and they're worried, they get sick, they're like, what do I do? A lot of people, they're just stuck in this fear response. Like, oh my God, I'm going to die as soon as anything's wrong. So you can get these rapid tests and have them at home. And so I think that's a good strategy just out of the gate for people. If you get into acute issues, whether it's vomiting, diarrhea, sinus issues, sinus infections, tight chest, shortness of breath, whatever you think is going on, to me, before you feel like you got to run out and go to the hospital, I think it'd be good to do an at-home test, and then you could always go to a local clinic where you could get a rapid test. It's supposedly a little bit more, maybe a few percentage points more accurate than the at-home.
Yep, I think those are good things out of the gates. Now, one of the big topics we're hitting today is because your daughter had a little bit of a tummy upset over the weekend into today, and we're parents, we have kids. Obviously we see patients all over the world, and we deal with some of these acute tummy upsets where there's vomiting or acute diarrhea. And what are some natural strategies to fix that? What's the root cause? But what are some natural strategies to at least get it under control? So first off, Evan, how did you handle your daughter? What happened with her over the weekend, and what did you do that helped?
Yeah, she had sinus issues first, where she just had really, really tough time breathing out of her nose. So I tried to get her to do some sinus spray with a 5-year-old. They really don't want stuff squirted up their nose. So that
Yeah.
wasn't too successful. We were able to get some Argentin in, which is a professional silver hydrosol. So we did a little bit of that
Mm-hmm.
orally, and then we hit some antimicrobial drops. So we did some liquid antimicrobials. It depends on what you got going on. For us, we did kind of a broad spectrum formula, but there's different ones that we may use. So olive leaf is a good option. There's some that are
Mm-hmm.
full spectrum, like microbe slayer use called biocidin drops can be helpful too. So few options. We're just kind of rotating through some of these. And then we are doing binders. So just because you don't know what's going on, if it's a bacteria or some sort of pathogen, it's going to be pooping out these, who knows, lipopolysaccharide, endotoxin, some kind of garbage. So we did do some binder. We did a half capsule of some binders before bed with applesauce. That seemed to calm things down. But then with the vomiting, we were talking about this before we hit record. The coolest thing was, and the most effective so far, was homeopathic. So we did 2 of them. We did arsenicum album, and then we did Nux, Nux vomica. So those 2 homeopathics, I would say, really, really changed the progression and helped her go down the fork in the road where it stopped the vomiting. Now, is it possible that she just got everything out of her system and it was good on its own? Or is it possible these homeopathics really, stopped it? I've had a lot of good success personally and clinically with homeopathics. It's something that I didn't know a ton about until I started experimenting, but these are very, very good, safe things that can be tried. And worst case scenario, it's not hurt. It can only help. So arsenicum is going to be more for vomiting, and Nux is going to be more for the nausea. There's actually, like, if you look on the label, either one of these could be used for food poisoning, but I'm finding that Nux is better for the symptom of nausea, whereas arsenicum is better for the actual symptom of vomiting.
Very good. Excellent.